Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Dauntless Pursuit. We are your hosts, Armand Shahinian and Marina Nazarbakian, two entrepreneurs who found each other at the gym one day, fell in love, and put the pursuit of their dreams into overdrive. In today's episode, we're joined by Brandon Kolpack. If you are following our Instagram account for our recently launched clothing line, Dauntless Gear, you've already seen him as our star male model. He also happens to be celebrity personal trainer. He's a Reign athlete, he's an actor, and has been on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Season 4, the Tahiti episode. Welcome to the podcast, Brandon. Let's dive right in. One of the things we really liked about you is that you're a no-nonsense kind of guy. You dive right in, say yes to opportunities, and put great positive energy into everything you do. But why don't we take a moment and have you tell the listeners a bit more about yourself, what you do currently, and then we'll talk about mantras, motivations, passions, and future goals.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for coming.
Appreciate it. So I've always been into fitness. I've always been an athlete. I played high school baseball, went to Birmingham High School in Van Nuys, and got a full ride to Notre Dame.
Nice.
After a few years in junior college, I was a pitcher. I wasn't the tallest guy, but I had good command. I had good fastball, good curveball, changeup. So that was my life from ever since I was young to about 19, 20 years old in college. And all I knew how to do is throw a baseball 60 feet, 6 inches. That was my life. I got a full ride at Notre Dame, like I said, and about a few months in, I had a career-ending injury. I hurt my elbow pretty bad. There were a few scouts in the stands. Got really nervous. I wasn't used to the weather change, and snapped a curveball off, and something felt weird in my elbow. That was the end of my, long story short, that was the end of my baseball career. So I had to kind of like, I was like, well, what do I do? Like, what else do I know? What's next? So I was like, well, I've always been passionate about fitness and Arnold Schwarzenegger and, Columbo and all those legends that I've always kind of like looked up to, and I've always wanted to be a big guy, but naturally I'm an ectomorph, and it's very hard for me to gain weight. Weight gainers, creatine, all that stuff, eating in and out, just calorically dense food, Chipotle. So after baseball was done, I pursued bodybuilding and trying to get big, and that was awesome because in fitness, in bodybuilding, it's an up and down kind of thing. You don't just like take a magic pill and you're 6% body fat and
it's a
with big muscles.
It
is a lifestyle, and a lot of people, I tell all my clients, it's not going to come in a month, and it's not going to come in 2 months. You have to adapt the lifestyle. So that's what I did. Got my first gym membership when I was 19 at 24 Hour Fitness, and I went every single day. I can count on 2 hands how many times I've missed, and it was either because I was super sick and couldn't get out of bed, or someone's birthday. You know what I mean? So.
Wait, so you went 7 days a week?
Yeah, I was a diehard. I was there for like 3+ hours, which is you're not supposed to do, guys. And I made it a lifestyle, and the thing I preach about on my Instagram is consistency. And I was consistent, and I set a goal, and I wasn't stopping. I did not stop until I reached that goal, and that goal was 200 pounds, 6 to 8% body fat, year round.
Wow.
So did you literally like flip a switch one day and just start?
Yeah, I mean, they say like breakups make bodybuilders.
That's what I do.
That's true. But also passion and having a vision for something that you aspire to look like. And I always had pictures, in my bedroom or on my phone, like my screensaver, just something to remind me.
Vision?
Yeah, of, what am I doing
This is
here?
what I'm going to be.
Yeah, why am I waking up? Why am I going to the gym? Oh yeah, it's look like that. So one of my influencers that I watched growing up, his name is Greg Plitt, R.I.P. Dude was insane. I
passed
watched
away like 3 years ago.
a few years ago, yeah. And I lived his lifestyle. Like, the dude was a man's man. He did construction on his own house. He cooked. He worked out. He motivated other people. He was a family man, and those are all like core values that like I completely agree with. Dude's honest. He did a little bit of acting as well.
He was in the military too. He was a
captain. He was a ranger.
Army. Yeah, Army
those guys
ranger.
were like deadly. So kind of looked up to him. I have 2 sisters. I don't have a brother, so he was kind of like the I guess the idea of a brother that I looked up to. Subscribed to his page, did every single workout. It changed my life. He's pre-workout in itself. His energy is insane. So I kind of learned from him, and then kind of put a little Kolpack spin on it. And now it's my turn to kind of pass the torch and help people, change people's lives on a daily basis. So that's what kind of fuels me, is the instant gratification of someone saying, yo, one weekend I've already lost 4 pounds. I'm like, that's great. So kind of it's another form of fire for me. It's addicting when people come to you and they're like, I feel great. It's only been 3 days. So
yeah, and you're making a difference in people's lives.
Yeah.
That's your motivation.
Yep. So that's what led me here today. If you think about it, it's crazy because we were always supposed to meet. You know what I mean?
There's a reason.
Yeah. When I was 19, we were always supposed to be here.
Yes.
It's pretty crazy, right?
Exactly.
I'm big in the universe, and energy and frequencies and
things
vibes.
don't happen accidentally.
Yeah. I read energy, and I'm all about manifestation, putting the idea out there, thinking about it, making.
It's a law of attraction.
Yeah, it is. Everything's a law of attraction.
Visualization. He's big on visualization.
As an athlete, that's huge.
I have a hard time with it, admittedly. I think that's my problem. But
it was this podcast couldn't be about you, but it was pretty much the same thing when we started the clothing line. She was a little bit nervous and worried about it. She's like, hey babe, you sure we're gonna sell this? I was like, babe, just do your best, and I'm sure we're gonna make something out of it. And once we're done finishing the clothing line, we came up with the idea of podcast. And she was still worried about it. Babe, what are we gonna do? I was like, don't worry. Even if it's gonna take 1,000 of people a day, we're still gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had an idea, you had a vision, you made it happen.
Yeah.
Right.
We don't waste any time, and we noticed you don't waste any time.
Yeah, that's what we love about your attitude too.
Yeah, I dig it.
For you said you were passionate, you started your bodybuilding and all this stuff, and as people know, bodybuilding, working out, sport, it's not cheap. You have to fuel your muscles, you have to sleep. So were you doing something on the side, side hustle something to be able to pay for your membership, pay for your food, supplements and stuff?
Yeah, I've done every weird job that you can think of growing up. I also used to work at supplement shops. I worked at NutriShop. So being around the supplement industry, you get a lot of stuff for free. I can count on one hand how many times I've bought my own clothes. Everything is just given. You wear wherever you're working, NutriShop, you wear NutriShop gear.
Yeah.
Right.
So whatever shop you work at, they have their own apparel, so you just throw that on. So I've kind of always been bouncing around. Expos, you get free gear. So when I was younger, you don't have all the money in the world, so you make it work.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like you said, you're an ectomorph, and that takes a lot more calories in to get your...
So there's a dirty bulk, and then there's a clean bulk. Mm-hmm. Clean bulk is obviously a little harder because you got to buy more food, because you got to eat more frequent because the food's cleaner, so it doesn't stay in your body for too long. It's in and out, just like race fuel. Your body just burns it. And then the dirty bulk is easier to put on weight. Chipotle, Taco Bell, all those calorically dense foods that are 1,000 plus calories.
And they're cheaper.
Mm-hmm. It's not the best way to do it, but if you're trying to put on weight for a winter bulk, it's the best way to do it. I used to live on gainers, 1,100 calorie gainers. I would take that 3 times a day with my 3 meals, so that would be eating 6 meals a day.
Mm-hmm. But 3 of them are the gainers.
Yeah. So that's just 3 gainers alone is 3,500 calories. Mm-hmm. And then add another 3 meals with whole food on top of that. 6,000-7,000 calories. Yeah. You're going to gain weight. You know what I mean? And you can't worry about losing your abs because it's going to happen. So it's like a science.
Lots of up and downs.
Yeah,
lots of knowledge. Timing,
everything. When you eat your food, when to stop drinking water so you're not peeing all night, so you get your full night of rest. how to hit REM sleep. You know, repetitive eye movement. That's the dream state. You want to stay in REM as much as possible because that's when your body releases human growth hormone out of your pituitary gland. So if you're in and out of sleep, you're not really fully reaching REM, and you're not taking advantage of your recovery.
Do you nap?
Oh yeah.
I've seen a lot of
we nap like dogs, man. I nap like a bear. Sometimes like.
That's not a nap. Like we sleep nap. That's what.
Yeah. I mean, I could pass out for 2 hours. If you told me to go to sleep right now, I would knock out.
Okay. So I feel better.
I can go to sleep on demand. It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I feel much more great because she's always judging me.
No,
babe,
I'm
you
not
want a nap?
judging you.
Babe, come on. Do you want a nap?
I'm just
babe,
so concerned about being productive. That's all.
It's 12. Like.
I
But
feel.
you need sleep to recover too.
Yeah. So everything in the fitness industry is all timing. Yep.
So how long did it take you until you started to see the effects of your new lifestyle?
You mean at 19?
Yeah.
So I got my first gym membership at 19, but I was still playing ball. So I want to say about a year and a half, 2 years in, I started to see like little baby muscles.
So you have to be really patient with it.
Yeah. So as a pitcher, you're always running. So as shortstop, second baseman, first baseman, they're in the field taking ground balls, BP.
Yeah.
Pitchers, we're just running back and forth, so our metabolism is lit. So we're burning calories sitting on the couch. So it took my body a little bit longer and some time for my metabolism to slow down and recalibrate into like the fitness lifestyle. So when it did calm down, my body retained more size. So it takes a long time, you know, and like I said,
it's not gonna happen overnight.
Consistency is what I harp on every single day. Because if you're not consistent, you're gonna just roller coaster. You're gonna go up and down. You're gonna go into the fitness lifestyle, and you're gonna be like, and then you're gonna, get out, and then you're gonna be like, I want to go back in it, and then it's so you have to be consistently making progressions every single day. Small goals to keep you fired, and then the long-term goals and the small goals increment. They'll all add up.
So you don't overwhelm yourself.
To the long-term goal.
And also, when we were at a photo shoot, I asked you what do you do beside like personal training and like doing advertisement and stuff. You said you're doing life coaching too. Like, what happened? Like, how come you started doing life coaching, and how's that for you?
Life coaching, online shred programs. I just feel like I have so much information that I've retained over the years, and it's time for me to pass the torch.
Start sharing it.
I've had my Yodas and my senseis and my masters over the years, and I've kind of like took a little bit here, a little bit there, and it's like I'm taking like what I've learned and what works for me, and just remember, not everyone is the same, so you can't just give like a default program plan to everyone because it's not going to work.
I'm an endomorph. my strategy would be completely different.
Yeah, so like cardio would be your best friend, you know, whereas like an ecto, you stay away from cardio. Not entirely, because you need to work the heart. The heart is like the strongest muscle. And cardio is the only way to work it. But yeah, I just feel like it's time for me to like help others and give back, and it is a great feeling. Yeah.
So who was your mentor? Who made an impact on your life?
There was a few people that I can think of. I used to go to 24-hour fitness, and there's a couple big boys that I kind of like looked up to, and some of them I stay in touch with today. Some of them reach out, and some of them I don't know where they are. Some we had falling outs because that's life.
That happens, yeah.
People are in and out, and you say if it doesn't work out, you say thank you, and you move on. And you take what you learned, and you move on.
Something I heard that people in your life are like different parts of a tree.
Yeah.
Some people are leaves and they're just there for a short period of time and they go away. They're branches.
And you
Some
say
people
thank
are your
you.
Roots and they
You know what I
stay
mean?
like forever.
Yeah. Even if it doesn't work out, you learn something from them. Yeah. So that's my mindset. I try to spin it, and the glass is always half full. Like we don't have time to be negative and dwell and say why me or why'd you do that to me. Just whatever they did to you. you can always find a positive in everything.
Right.
And then, hey,
So
see you later.
yeah,
you know?
that's what we're thinking about. Like,
Yeah.
how do you overcome all this negativity? I mean, there always negativity and positivity, but for your lifestyle that you're always like pretty much like hustling, doing this, doing that, probably you had people around you like, dude, why are you doing this? Like, chill
Haters.
out. Like, haters, or like people are
Yeah.
like, dude, you're doing too much. Like, relax, man. Like, why?
When you're doing really well, you're gonna have haters, and if you have haters,
That's good.
you're doing something right. Because there's jealousy out there. There's a lot of carcasses along the road that didn't quite make it that you're passing, and because you're passing them up, they could hate on you. But that's okay, because you're focused on yourself. You're not worried about what other people are thinking about you. You're not worried about what other people are saying about you. As long as you have tunnel vision, you got your horse blinders on,
Like, straight. Just
and you stay the course of your lane, that you can't stop me.
So has this always been your personality, or something happened to like push you in this direction?
I think it's the athlete mentality. When you're on that mound, you're all alone. All alone. Like, you got the third baseman, the shortstop, the second. They're all in the same field. Outfielders are together. You're on that mound alone, and you got voices inside your head. You got thoughts going through your head. You got people yelling in the stands. And there's a mechanism that you turn on as a pitcher, and it just goes.
You're just focusing.
And you don't hear anything. You don't hear anything. Everything goes just silent. And that's when you throw your pitch. So that's how, and then it's a strike. Right? Right.
It is.
Every time. So that's playing baseball didn't work out.
Taught you a lot.
That's okay. Thank you. But it's taught me my mentality that I use today, and it's to focus strictly on what you're doing, because there's always going to be noise. But if you listen to the noise here, and you listen to the noise over here, and over here, you're going to have an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
Some people are saying yes, some people are saying no. You're going to be like, you're tugging. You're going to be like, what do I do? So you don't listen to anybody. And if you do listen to somebody, listen to one person.
Yeah, I think people choose to either have the victim mentality or the student mentality.
Yeah.
I think it makes all the difference.
As soon as you drop the why me card,
Just say try, man.
yeah, try me.
That's what I would
Yeah.
say. Like, there always lots of up and downs in your life. You're never like always like, yeah, I'm good, let's do this. Even in your stand that you're doing like really great, I'm sure there are times that you get up, you're like, but after that little stretch,
Dude, I have my bad days. I'm
Yeah.
human.
yeah,
I bleed my own blood, dude.
yeah, but you have to like overcome, like probably like listen
have
to
to.
music, something that works for you, and still kill the day. Cause nobody cares about you crying or you can't
No
make
one.
it.
Have your little moment, throw a little fit, and then be done with
That's
it.
it. Yes.
Grow a
Not
pair.
carry it for a day.
Fucking move on.
Right.
Exactly. You're human. You can have a little fucking panic attack.
Yeah.
But
Get over it.
all right, that was it. All right. Let's move on. You
Like a
know.
lion, right? Lion
Exactly,
doesn't
man.
cry like, oh my god, it's
No,
like that.
if it's hungry, it goes and kills. You know what I mean? Wake up and slay. That is my mentality. Wake up and do something.
Stop crying.
Sitting on your ass.
Blaming others.
And Instagram is funny that way, man, because you can get into this weird hole where you're watching other people's Instagrams and wow, they're living a great life. They're traveling. They're doing photo shoots. They're living they're in Maui, Bali. And wow, look at them. Wow, they're so pretty. Whoa.
It's not accurate though.
It's not.
It's easy to put up a fake reality.
It's the highlight reel.
That's
You're
what they
watching
want
the
you to
highlight
see, but they never show their back saying like, this is what I'm dealing with as well. That's where everybody's like, why I can't live like Brandon, like he's doing all this cool
My
things.
life is not grand.
No, this is just an example.
And
like,
I'm agreeing with you. You know, you can't watch other people's lives
yeah,
because you're watching a false reality.
right.
But I do respect people who choose to be more real and show the good and the bad, because then the person out there in the audience can be like, hey, they went through something difficult too, and this is how they dealt with it, so this means I can do it too, instead of just staring at somebody who seems to be perfect, you know?
100%.
Like they think they're driving a nice car, they have a nice house, like, oh, he's happy. I mean, yeah.
There's a lot more to
No,
life
it's
than
his
just
friend's car. He
Yeah,
just
maybe.
posted it.
Yeah, or like some of them, they are like already like entrepreneurs, they're making money, but they have their difficult time too. They have their bad days too. They might get in an accident, they might get in divorce, they might have a, I don't know, like a blood pressure. It doesn't mean, yeah, it doesn't mean because they're driving a Ferrari, they have a house somewhere, they're perfect. Nobody's perfect.
No
Everybody
worries.
has up and down.
Yeah.
They're gonna have bad days.
That's Instagram, man. That's. I mean, look,
Right.
we could. I can get in a fight with someone that really pissed me off, and then I can just. What's going on, guys? So I'm on my way to the gym. You would have never known.
That's true.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So.
That's like a cover, like
It's
mascot,
acting.
right?
And technically, everyone can be an actor. Some people are better than others, but like I think a lot of people on Instagram
Yeah.
Yeah.
switch into acting.
Being too
mode a lot of
fake,
the time.
yeah.
That's okay. I mean, everybody's doing their own hustle.
Yeah, and you can't judge anyone. You know,
Yeah.
there's introverts. There's people that are more outgoing, with more energy, and you just because someone's a little bit more quiet doesn't mean they're having a bad day. It's just
Yeah.
the quiet people are I want to say like because I got my quiet times as well, but they're always thinking like they got their minds going a million miles an hour. They're not expressive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, okay, that's you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So who's been your biggest supporter?
I'd say my mom and dad. They've always had my back. In the bad times, the dark times, times where I've doubted myself.
Have they given you any specific advice that really helped you out?
My dad would always say to me, hotheads don't make cool decisions.
Cool. I like that.
He always said that as a kid. So there's things that stick out. You know,
Yeah.
I've always remembered that. And so whenever, look, man, I have a temper, you know?
Okay.
Sometimes I explode and then I'm like, hey.
Relax.
You know,
It's not worth it.
Fucking relaxed, okay? You know what I mean? So I always have that in my head. And, I don't make cool decisions. So whenever I'm in like a shitty situation or I'm getting lit and I can feel like my blood pressure, I always just go for a walk.
Step back. Yeah.
I'm like, yo, I'm just gonna take a walk, all right? And and I'm like, hey.
So they have to already know it's already bad.
Yeah. I'm just gonna fucking take a walk. I'll be right back.
So how about you stay here, because I want to take a walk.
Yeah, but I always come back and I finish what I started.
That's
I just needed a moment, and that's how I deal with it. It's not. I'm not saying that's for everyone.
No, I think it's
Right.
good because oftentimes, like when you're in that moment, you don't think straight.
You
and
say
say
things.
and do things that.
Yeah.
And you can't get it back,
Yeah.
especially
You
if
can't
you
get
say,
it back.
say things.
Oh, he has a saying where like, if you spill water on the floor, even if you can pick it up and put it back in the cup,
gonna be dirty.
dirty still.
Hey,
You know, it's not gonna be clear water anymore,
I
no
like
matter
that.
what.
I like
So,
that.
Yeah. Do you have any mantras you live by?
Mantras. I mean, I have like my ways of living, but in terms of mantras, it's, I guess it doesn't really pertain to fitness, but I like to live dangerously. I like to live safely on the wild side.
So you take risks, calculated
I'm a
risks.
risk taker.
It's
Yeah.
experiments.
I've had my motorcycles. I've had my sports cars. You've seen my car.
So okay, actually we want to get to that.
Oh, he
'Cause-
loves cars. So
Yeah.
I've had
Yeah.
SUVs. You know what I mean? So I always need a little bit of adrenaline in my life because life can get boring.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Okay.
instead of getting a tattoo,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
go 100 miles an hour. You know what I mean?
Right. So actually, that's what I was about to ask you. As a vision and goal, not just like being successful, but you're already driving a nice Mustang. It's a Mustang GT. Do you have any like a different goal? Like later on, I want to get that car or like that house, or right now you're satisfied with this car. You have different goals.
I'm a huge car junkie.
Okay.
You know, I've had my first motorcycle was a Ducati Monster 821.
Really?
My first one. I didn't even know how to fucking
Which one was
ride a
that?
motorcycle. I learned on that motorcycle.
Ducati Monster. Which one? Like
The Monster 821.
821. Okay.
Yeah. So then I got like it had 3 modes. I kind of outgrew it. So then I got, I went from an 821 to a 1000cc Yamaha R1.
Okay.
That was my dream bike. I got the bike. I got a Graves exhaust on it, you know, fully decked out.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like, I want to say 3 months in, I got hit. Well, actually, I hit the car because he turned left on my green light.
Oh my god.
And so he turned this way. Nah. He turned this way, and I just smacked the side of his car, and I went flying in the air like Superman, like 70, 80 feet.
Oh my god.
Wow.
And I landed in a plank. Didn't even hit
Are
my
you
head.
serious?
I flew in the fucking air
Superman.
like Superman, because I hit the passenger side door, bah, and it throws you forward over the bike. My bike was dismantled in pieces
Oh my god.
right away.
Oh my god.
I went over the car like this, and it happens in slow motion.
Like.
It
It happens in
Yeah.
slow motion. It happens so fast that it actually slowed down. And I saw the car. I said, I can either do two things. I could take it like a man, or I can try to lay it down. But then I would have smacked
Underneath.
my head
Yeah.
against the car. So I was just like, all right, here we go.
How old you were when that happened?
Oh, this was like 3 years ago.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you had your like muscles and stuff. Did that help you out?
Yeah.
You're not getting
Yeah.
injured?
So check this out. So I landed in a plank. I skidded a little bit. My tattoos are still here and nothing got scraped off. I got up, adrenaline pumping through me. I got up. I got up, I walked around. I tried to find the car. I went up to the car, I started yelling at him. I smacked my head against
Terminator.
He was an old man, so I stopped.
Oh.
But like I went up to
In the
him
moment,
and
you
I
don't
just went pow with the helmet against his window. Dude's like this.
Yeah, because you're
Terminator.
put your life at risk. You know how.
Right, so I'm like, you're not even gonna say sorry. Like I'm yelling at him through the fucking window, and he didn't even get out. So I was just like, I'm over it. I'm gonna walk. I'm gonna go sit down. Everyone came out and like, dude, you need to sit down. I'm like, I'm fine. Lady was there. She was a doctor, and she's like, hey, I'm a doctor. Please sit down. You could be injured. Your adrenaline's going, and you might not feel it.
Yeah.
So my ankle was pretty busted.
Oh my god.
Wasn't broken, but it was just kind of like sprained. So
Oh.
once the adrenaline subsided, I started
Start
limping.
feeling the
But
pain.
still, if you hadn't been that fit, you probably would have gotten hurt a lot worse.
Which leads me to the paramedics, and they're like, what happened? Because they're looking at the scene. I should be dead.
Yeah.
I should have a fractured collarbone,
Right.
a broken pelvis. Something should be broken. And the paramedic said, if you didn't have the frame that you have, you would be dead.
Yeah, I believe it.
Definitely, yeah. All
Or
those workouts. all
really
those-
badly injured. So fitness saved my life. Literally.
That's quite a statement and a story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's intense.
So then I got an R6, laid that down a week later. on the 101. I got cut off twice.
Oh my gosh.
That was the end of the
Wow.
motorcycle. Then I got back into a car, got an SUV, Jeep, got tired of that, got back into a sports car. So I'm like,
So what's next?
I always need a fix, you know what I mean? If it's not skydiving, it's going 183 miles an hour on a bike, you know,
Okay,
on a
better
4 or
cops
5.
not hear this.
You know,
What's
It's
next
not
for you?
doing
Like,
what's
are
next?
you thinking more? Like-
What's next is just kind of saving up. I'm happy with my Mustang.
Okay.
If I can get another daily driver that's less
Prius?
gas miles per gallon, that would be amazing. But you know, I want to own my own home,
Okay.
so I'm kind of
So that's our next goal.
In
Yeah.
the LA market, that's pretty
yeah
intense.
yeah. So I have big plans. I have seeds that I planted
That's good.
a couple years ago
Mhm.
that are going to be blossoming pretty soon.
Would you like
That's
to
how
share
he
that with
talks
us?
to-
I can't talk about that.
Okay, no, it's
Come
fine.
back when you do them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what we
no.
always do.
There's life is a crazy.
We're not
roller
gonna
coaster,
steal your
man.
idea. I'm just
No. It's I'm superstitious.
Yeah.
You're
Every
supposed to
athlete is.
happen before people know.
Yeah, I don't want to talk
You're
about
always
it.
like that, 'cause-
but there's a lot of progression. There's a lot of things that need to happen before. You know what I
Start
mean?
dating and they'll show
And then as soon as you get a girlfriend, all the girls come out of the woodworks.
Yeah,
okay.
You know what I mean? Like where were you guys? You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like, I mean,
Now I'm in a relationship. I'm happy, but like
It's crazy.
Life does
right?
that with life, work, money. It does that as well.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I could be really dry with no work, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then I get one thing, and I get another, and another, and another, and
Thousands of
suddenly
things
like
happen.
my plate's full. Which is, I'm not complaining. I love it like that. You know, I love
Yeah.
busy.
Yeah,
because
that's amazing.
energy creates energy. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I kind of like my plate a little fuller, just so like the days go by faster, and you know, you're out in the world, you're making you know, talking to people, connections, networking with people, and that's kind of like what that's what I'm doing today.
Right.
It's just kind of like getting to know people, where they're coming from. You know, can we vibe? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can we do something here? And you never know what happens.
Right.
You never know
That's what we always
what
do.
tomorrow brings.
It's true.
Like a month from now, we didn't know we were gonna meet him, right?
No, a month ago we didn't.
We met him like what, a week ago, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
A week ago.
It's escalated quickly.
No, I mean, it's pretty funny. You
As
never
Will Ferrell
know.
would
Like, I mean, you meet tons of people, and you really don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, you're gonna do your best, but like you said, if they go away, you're gonna say thank you so much. But if it not, obviously you're gonna stick together. You're gonna grow together. You're gonna learn from each other.
Yeah.
And
I always say, well, for that mantra, here it is.
Okay.
It wanted to come out when it wanted to come out.
right, it just comes with.
So it's pretty cliche, but I'm always a student of life. I may know a lot about fitness, but I don't know everything. And if you can teach me something, I'm gonna listen. You know. So as soon as you become the master, you stop learning.
Yeah.
You stop learning. So I don't ever want to be the master. I always want to be a student. 'Cause I'm
Always be
always
hungry.
willing to learn. Yeah, I'm all ears. If you have something to preach about, I will listen.
Right. I just feel like if you're alive, you need to be doing something with your time, because you never know when your time's gonna run out. You never know what's gonna happen. Like,
Everyone's got a number on
it's
their
a
head.
gift, so
Right.
make the most of it.
Mhm.
Like, I don't understand living in a routine, doing the same thing
No,
every
just-
single day, not learning anything
It's
new, not
robotic.
meeting anyone
It's
new.
it's insanity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had people telling us like, guys, you need to just relax, like take a
Yeah,
rest,
chill
like
out, go on vacation,
chill, man.
stop
I was
working.
like, dude, like I'm gonna rest when I die.
I don't know
That's-
how to fucking chill.
I
You
don't, I
tell
don't
me that,
understand
please
that. Like,
teach me, because I don't know how.
Yeah.
My brain, I have sometimes a hard time going to sleep.
Yeah, same.
You know, I don't know if you guys support this, but I smoke a little bit. It's like a little vape.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I do it. It helps me
Like,
just
connect a little
fucking
bit.
chill, man. And then I have the deepest sleep, and I wake up feeling amazing. You know. So I don't do it to get high. I don't abuse it.
just gonna try to.
Just
You
to
don't
mellow
depend
me
on
out.
it.
My mind is racing a million miles an hour.
Right.
So
I mean, yeah, I never understand the meaning of like some people just laugh at us like, oh, you're just doing too much, or like they might call us even dreamers, but yeah, whatever. Like we're making it through. Like it's not just like being dreamer and like wasting time.
no, you gotta
Everybody
respect.
And
deserves
we're
different
doing like
personal
million
life.
things right now, and it's not just bragging about it, but we're happy. Like it's just like 2 men's team, it's just me and her,
Yeah.
and I think we're killing it in my mind. Like she's doing her part, I'm doing my part. We're trying to be
It's a
like
good team right there.
yeah, and people are like, no, you know, like you already have like 3 dogs, like chill, spam. We're doing everything, so don't worry about us. We're doing it, so
If you want it done right,
yeah.
do it yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I say. You know what I mean?
And you can't
So-
rest when you die. That's
Yeah.
what I
And
say.
just remember, man, if someone's telling you like, yo, you're taking on too much, they're not happy with their life.
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Yeah,
They want to be in your.
They
spot.
want to be
No,
you.
they feel guilty that they're not doing as much of their life as you are, so then they're saying that to try to make themselves feel better.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If someone has something to say about how you're living your life, there's something
Projecting.
insufficient in their life,
Yeah.
and they're trying to bring you
Like
down so
display
you guys
you.
can be level.
Exactly. And your life should be so busy, you don't have time to worry about someone else's life. If
No
they're worried
time. I
about
have
your
no
life,
time.
that like,
You know what I mean? So like, if you want to level up, if you need help, fucking ask for help.
Yeah, I
That's
help
the
you.
first step is ask for help. Everyone teaches you that.
Yeah.
If you need, if something is wrong,
Just
ask for help. I have a
Yeah.
question. I have an answer.
Right.
It's as easy as that. So whenever
I think
someone
the
reaches
ego
out
is
to
the
me,
problem.
yeah, as soon as someone reaches out to me on Instagram, and they ask, like, hey, you know, what does this entail? You know, what is it? You know, how can you help me? I always say, hey, congratulations for asking. You know what I mean? That's the first. That's the first step. You're already there. You know, and they're like, wow.
I think some people don't ask because they have the fear that once they ask and they have the information, they have to do something with it.
No one has a gun to your head. No one's forcing you.
No, I mean, I don't know, at least maybe then I'm that way. Like, if I have knowledge and access to information, if I don't do something with it, then I feel guilty.
Right. But some people are just scared of rejection or fear of someone laughing in their face.
Right.
Like, you know, I'm never gonna laugh in your face. I'll literally hold your hand through the entire 6-week shred program.
Mm-hmm.
You have my number, text me. I have my phone on me all the time. You know what I mean? And I tell all my clients that. I got clients on the East Coast as well, you know, the online ones. And then I have also clients that I train in person. And I'm always on all of them. I'm always on my phone.
I can attest to that.
Because I am on you like white on rice. You know, I watch your Instagram stories. I see where you... okay, so you couldn't make it to the training session because you went to the basketball game.
Wait, there was a question somebody wanted us to ask. Who's your favorite client? And I bet you know who asked it.
Who's my favorite client?
Oh, right, yeah.
Caroline. Caroline Jones. She's a beast. She is a success story. So you guys should reach out to her. She is...
We're following her now.
Oh, you are? Yeah,
okay.
Caroline Jones surprises me every single day.
Really?
Yeah. She's a one-man team. You know, I don't want to talk too much about her private life, but she can carry a lot of weight on her shoulders, and she still finds time to make it to the gym.
Wow.
And go to the market and eat healthier, make smarter decisions. She has gotten rid of some of her friends because they don't support her lifestyle. Mm-hmm. They were actually getting on her about like, hey, you don't really hang out with us anymore. Hey, you don't really come to out to eat. You don't go there. You don't get there. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna make a stand. I'm gonna stand up for myself.
That's really great.
If you guys don't support me, then you're not my friends. And
that's hard for people to do.
I sent her this emoji. So I was like, congratulations. Yeah. You're learning on your own. I didn't tell you to do that. You're taking on the lifestyle.
You want your...
I teach lifestyle, and the lifestyle teaches you. Mm-hmm. So like some things I teach, and then some things I plant for you to figure out on your own. That way you feel good about yourself. You're like, wow, Brandon didn't tell me to do that. I did that on my own. Holy shit, it's fucking working. So, CJ, good job.
Okay. I'm just gonna ask one more question, and then feel free to add anything else.
Sure.
Honestly.
Did you ask him like how's the day for him as a Brandon?
Okay,
like,
2 more questions. Can you give us an example of a day in the life?
Yeah. So I wake up. I have my eggs and oatmeal.
What time do you wake up?
My body clock wakes up at like 6:30.
So you don't use an alarm. You just...
No, I just get
That's
up.
That's a nice way to wake up.
Like I set my alarm sometimes. Like when I have clients or if I have an early morning, I'll set my alarm because I know that it's earlier than my body clock. But my body clock, I wake up at the same time every day. Like my eyes go like this, and it's the same fucking time.
That's cool.
Okay.
So I wake up. I cook my eggs. I do my oatmeal. I take my multivitamin from First Form. I have all their products. I'm a Legionnaire, so I get all my clients on First Form because I know what's about, what's in it. It's clean, it's legit, it's a solid product. None of it bloats you. They have a huge, none of the protein bloats because I'm lactose. I have a sensitive stomach, so if I could take it and be fine with it, I know that all my clients will be fine with it.
Is it vegan or?
There's vegan stuff. They have everything from like prostate to prenatal to hers line. It's a really awesome brand, and that's Andy Frisella. Mm-hmm. He's a genius. So I take all my supplements in the morning. I hop on my phone. I get in touch with everybody. I give everyone like their own time, so I do programs. Yeah, exactly. I ask how you're doing, what's your day look like? Okay, you went out of town, what'd you eat? So I have everyone, and Caroline's really good at that. She sends me screenshots of her MyFitnessPal logs. So I'm like, okay, you were a little short there. You know, so I pay attention to detail, and people really appreciate that because I actually do care about my clients. And I do have like a limiter. You know, I'm not taking on 1,000 clients because, let's be real.
There's only so many hours.
You can't control everybody.
Dude, come on. Who are you fooling? You know? So I take on.
It's gonna lack somewhere.
Yeah.
You have, like,
so you're taking, like, if you say, oh yeah, I have 1,000 clients. Cool. So, like, do you even know their names?
Right.
Right?
They're just giving the same program.
It's about the quality, not the quantity.
It's quality, man. It's all quality. You know, your shirts, are they quality, or are you just producing mass amounts? No, they're quality.
Right.
I tried it on. It feels good. So that's quality over quantity, man. You know, and people appreciate that. And if
they understand quality.
Yeah.
And they pay for quality, because we all want quality. And you're just like, okay.
And ended up becoming friends with all these people, you know, and you actually like care about them, you know.
You get invested.
Yeah, you create a rapport that's kind of like unbreakable. Like you've seen them start from here. They self-doubters. They feel bad about themselves. There's that one little % of energy where I'm gonna ask. You know what I mean? And I just fucking took that and I just opened it up.
Awesome.
So yeah. So I if I have time, I'll take on a few more. But I got a lot going on right now, and I'm,
Okay.
Yeah.
So the last question is, what's 3 pieces of advice that you would give to your listeners and followers?
Number 1, consistency. I'll say that over and over again.
You consistently say consistency.
I'll consistently say consistency. And if you do whatever you're doing day in and day out, you're bound to make progressions, and you're bound to get better, and you're bound to expand, you're bound to drop your body fat, you're bound to get up on that bench press. You know, if you're consistently hitting that bench, your bench will go up.
Yeah.
And love, passion. You got to have passion for what you're doing. If you're selling homes as a realtor, like selling as a salesman, you'll never make a dime. You'll never sell a house. You can have the perfect hair, you can have the perfect voice, you can have the shiny skin because you just got a facial, you have the perfect car, you just got a car wash. The food on the table is perfect, but like, I can read energy. I'm really good at that.
Right.
And your energy is like a dick, you know?
Right.
But if someone is trying to sell me a house and they're like, dude, you could tell. You could tell their passion is about home.
Would be like there.
Yeah, you can
They're
tell.
not selling, they're living the life.
No, they want to help you get into a home, not a house type of thing.
Exactly.
It's like actors. They're actors, and the people who are living that life of like that movie thing. That's
Joaquin Phoenix and the Joker. He got into character.
Yeah.
Like Al Pacino. Like he's not acting. He's living in a moment. He's studying what he has to do. He's
They
living
have a
it.
passion for it.
Yeah.
And the third one is you have to, so everything is sales, right? But I don't really think of myself as a salesman. I like to think of myself as an educator, and the education sells itself. And people like that. If you're literally just educating and giving free advice and talking one-on-one like this, you can sell anything, you know, but you're selling the lifestyle and you're educating people. And if you educate, you don't need to sell anything.
Right.
Because you're...
Just goes.
Yeah, it just goes.
You're making a connection already.
Exactly. So those are my 3 things.
That's awesome.
Consistency, passion and love, and education.
Well, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
I think it was amazing.
Yeah. I hope I shed some light on, because I definitely got some stuff from you. Yeah. And I learned a lot from you guys.
That's good.
And hopefully I can help you guys out with some stuff too.
No, it was really great. I think I really loved it.
Thanks, man. I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're happy
And hopefully
to.
we'll have you back soon when your seeds blossom.
After the sits.
A
Yeah.
lot of stuff happening in 2020, so it's gonna be
Cool.
Gonna
It's
be
going to be
good.
a really good year. We have a feeling.
Yeah.
2020 is the year.
But you guys got a lot going on too, so I think 2020 is gonna be a good year for everybody.
I agree.
Manifest it.
The year of empires.
Believe.
All right. Take care.
See you guys.